DeWalt sent me this battery-powered FlexVolt table saw. They also make a big battery-powered miter saw, which might explain why this table saw comes with what I would call a token miter gauge. It's kind of small, it's not very square, and it has a lot of play in the slot. I don't have the FlexVolt miter saw, so the first thing I'll build with the saw is a crosscut sled. Something like this one that I made for my other table saw, except this one has the blade slot in the wrong place, and it has a lot of play because the miter slot on this one is kind of wide. A little bit tight. Now I'm going to glue this on so that the distance from this edge to here is about the same distance as from the blade to the slot. Just a tiny bit more so I can trim it later. And I got to make sure it's square. So I cut this in here like this, and it slides just fine, but it's supposed to be used like this, and I noticed something odd. If I put it in this way, it gets stuck. And I was checking over the slot, and I realized this slot is a little bit crooked. If I put the ruler against this edge, I can actually rock it back and forth a little bit, because it's bowed outwards right about here. And if I put it against this edge, I can stick a piece of paper in here, and it doesn't bind until I get to the very ends of it. Let's see if I can... Yeah, even a folded over piece of paper will still fit right here. So I should make some adjustments to the slot to fit my sled. I'll file a little bit in this corner here, and here, and in the middle right here. Ah. Now it slides through here with no play, although if I flip it around, I have a little bit of play now. I cut the slot in here already because that will give me a really good reference edge to make sure I get this fence on there square. And before I glue that on there, I'm going to cut a tiny little bevel on the inside edge for a place for the sawdust to gather. And I just realized I want to move that fence actually a little bit further forward. And while I'm waiting for the main fence to dry, I might as well glue the back fence. On this table saw sled, I have this little hook on the back, which snags on the outfeed table and allows me to push the sled exactly as far as it needs to go. But on this table saw, I don't have anything to catch on the back here, so my thinking is I should try to make something that catches onto this little finger hole here. Something that works like a door latch, like this thing here, which when you push this forward over this notch here, it catches, but you can back up and it releases on its own. I had to extend this little miter gauge to get near the blade at all, and also this piece of wood has a bevel on the back of it so that the front edge ends up being square to the table. Now the only problem is that this little hook almost catches on the front edge. So I'm just going to tweak the bevel on the front edge to make that less likely. So thanks to this stop, I never end up pushing this too far, which means I don't cut the slot all the way through, and that helps to direct the sawdust back into the table saw. And what do I think of this saw? Well, it's not without its flaws, but for a battery-operated tool, I'm pleasantly surprised. And once I've had a chance to use it some more, I'll probably do a review of it.